the miracles that happen. It could be that you have a miracle of synchronicity that took place. You met somebody, you did something happened that you had asked for. It could be a healing of your emotions. It could be a healing of your body. We all think that what a miracle is different for everybody. Whatever a miracle happened, it's worthy of being celebrated. And that's why we're here at this section, to celebrate it. It's a great way to celebrate it by being here with us, and we share it with all of you. I'd like to ask Monica to share some miracle moments which happened to 2 of our Circle of 12 members.
Thank you, Lee. And I love sharing these stories because they're so uplifting and inspiring. And this miracle moment, it comes from Tirso Leonardo. It's short but profound in its revelation. Here it is. I received more hope to live. Don't you just love that? Yes. Yes, because you are so important. Your life matters. You're precious. You need to be here on this planet. So I am so thrilled just that is a short miracle, but so profound in its entirety of what it's sharing with us. So yay, celebrating that you received more hope to live. This next miracle comes from Lisa, and Lisa says, this is a real fun one for me because Lisa says, back in April, I had to have surgery to remove a lump on a gland. I was a little nervous, so I kept asking Spirit if I could see an angel. Afterwards, while I was in recovery and I was coming around, I heard someone shout, "Angel," from across the room. I opened my eyes to a beautiful nurse who was smiling over me and asking me if I was okay. And my nurse was called Angel. Don't you love that? And then Lisa continues, I wouldn't have known that unless her friend called to her from the other side of the room. I was blown away that Spirit had answered my request. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, KRYON, for Healing Wednesdays. Doesn't that just fill you with joy at how Lisa got her little miracle moment asking for an angel, and an angel sure enough appeared at her bedside. And I just love Tirso Leonardo receiving more hope to live. And so let's now collectively send a love wash from us to everyone who is requesting prayers of help. When you go to your portal and you click on View Prayer Requests, we do refresh them, but I encourage you to go there and just scroll down and connect energetically with all those beautiful, precious souls that have either put down their name or someone they love or a country that they're concerned about. There are so many requests in there. And it's all known at a quantum level, but sometimes it's helpful to have your eyes scan those requests as well. And so I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes and just kind of feel into a big swirl that comes around you. And in this swirl, it's like a wind that blows. And in that wind, it is filled with all these prayer requests. And so we're now going to pull our focus and attention for all of those that are swirling around us in this wind of change. Let's call it the wind of change for those who are requesting help in their situation, that there might be a change come about to help them receive a miracle. And so as we keep focusing on this swirling wind of change around us with all of these requests, we acknowledge those who are requesting in our portal, past, present and future, as requiring this help from us. And let us add to this wind of change circling around us all those individuals on the planet right now in this moment who are requesting help from us. And so now that we have that wind of change circling around us, let us release up into that wind of change a wave of love, compassion, benevolence, acknowledgement. We see you, we love you, we honor you. We are holding the energy for the change, for the miracle, for the benevolence, for the support, for the answers to the solutions that you seek. That they blow upon you in a wind of change that enters your life. There is a constant wind of love blowing from Spirit to come into your life, to come into the lives of everyone requesting a miracle. And so let us add our own field of energy and love into that wind of change. And release that now into that wind spiraling around. And you too are included in this. And now as we settle down, because we've released that, it's gone into the wind of change, it's circulated all around the planet. And just like Gaia has her cycles, that wind now slows down into a gentle, soft breeze. Tiny whispers now that find their way to all those who have requested it. And as we drop into the stillness and the silence, let's now receive a message from KRYON.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm KRYON. Come a little closer, dear one. Come a little closer. These times are trying for many. And sometimes the things that are most upsetting are the things that are unexpected. Even for the light worker, just when you get to a place where you think you are comfortable in what you know, in what you're studying, and how life is going, something comes along that's different than you expected. Spirit never promised you sameness. And many of the things that happen are things that are teaching you. So you be prepared for the next thing. Or perhaps they're giving you tools to develop for things you don't expect. All this to say that all the way through any of these, your magnificence is seen first. You're loved beyond measure. Humans always have had a bias, and they've been taught from childhood by their parents, from others, from their society, from their churches, that things happen in a certain way. And there is this idea of punishment. Now, the punishment comes when you do things wrong. And when you do something wrong at home, sometimes there is punishment. Or perhaps you've heard then from the religious leaders, if you don't do this right or worship God in the right way, there's going to be punishment later. This is absolutely 3D truth, and you know it is. So you come to this place in your own thinking where something happens to you, even the light worker, where something happens to you and it surprises you. They say the word blindsided. And what is the first thing that you think? What did I do wrong? That's a habit that you would think that way. And the answer is, you've done nothing wrong. Even if you're one to put in front of you benevolent things, say the affirmations that claim it even before it happens, and then something happens you don't expect. How many of you have said, thank you for this answer? You didn't expect it. It's not what you wanted necessarily. What if there are a lot of things you don't know? How would you like to know them? Not know them, but perhaps have a toolkit that when they took place, you would react differently. That's a tool in itself, a tool of mastery, maturity. So when certain things happen, you don't automatically go to the human bias stance of, What did I do wrong? Woe is me. We're going to cross this bridge together yet again in this circle of 12. And we'll do something we've never done before with an idea that we've never presented before and a premise which may seem strange to many. Really, don't you think it is appropriate if you're in a multidimensional place to give you things you don't understand? Well, we're going to do that today. I want you to take my hand and let's go across the bridge together. So many of you are used to this, and there's really nothing that will ever get you used to it if you really are participating in changing your reality. If you can feel the love pour into you as you start across that bridge, knowing full well that you are stepping into the unknown, you're considering it as a reality, and you're willing to touch the face of the Creator. That's your soul. Your soul is not just part of God. In a multidimensional sense, parts change their meaning. Layers change their meaning. The definition of parts and layers are three-dimensional. So it's an integration with the Spirit that your soul is. Your soul, therefore, is related to, interrelated to, and with the creative source, which is God, Spirit, whatever name you give it. You're coming across the bridge and going into that area we often go to. And we ask you yet again to feel that peacefulness which is yours. Truly, you are in the best place you could ever be in. This is where you come from and you go to and you stay with. This soul has been with you more than forever. It has no beginning. It will have no end. This soul is part of all that is. But for now, it's the launching point for the human on the planet. And you are here, and we always come to this place where you go through a door or not, but something takes place for you. Today we go through the door yet again. The door is a metaphor of moving into your place. In humanism, a door represents an abode or a place of meeting or anything that has a purpose. You go into it often for more than just shelter. There is purpose there. You live there, perhaps. It belongs to you, perhaps. You work there, perhaps. But it is a metaphor for moving into a place of purpose. And so you are now in this place of purpose. You again come to this very, very large room where you cannot really see the walls or the ceiling. Just the floor is visible. But you know there are many around you in some way, a multidimensional way. Perhaps you see wisps of them. Perhaps some of you continue to see them sitting in chairs like a theater, as we started this some years ago. Any of those visualizations is appropriate and accurate and are yours. The point is this: you're not alone. And in these meditations, exercises if you wish, there's often an angel or an entity or something beautiful that is even reminds you of yourself, your younger self perhaps, that comes and does something with you. Beautiful it is, genderless, unless you want to make it a gender. These things are all your own visualizations to make you comfortable. So imagine it any way you wish. From my standpoint, it's a beautiful swirling ball of multidimensional color that takes a form as an angelic being. One that when it touches you, you can feel the meld of energy, of love between you. That thing that you are touching, that entity, that beauty, that love that touches you, that angelic power, always has change for you. It always has something to give you. The truth, if you really want it, is not tellable. You would not understand it if I said it was you. So I have not said that before, but it is. A bigger you, part of this side of the veil, that knows everything. And you sit in the chair, and it starts to walk around you. This time we say, as we have many times before, dear one, do you give permission to receive what this angel has? And the 3D part of you will say, well, that depends. What have they got? That's so three-dimensional. Do you give permission to receive something you don't know about? Yes or no? And here is where trust, understanding, cognation, if you want to use that word, can you cognize a principle, an idea that things you don't know exist? Some don't. They cannot fathom it. If I don't know about them, how can I visualize them? Oh, how 3D. This beautiful entity wants to empower you with things you don't know about yet. How about that? To let flow to you the tools that you need for things you don't know about. What a concept. Picture this. You're learning how to operate some mechanical thing. There are 18 lessons involved, and you have the tools for lesson 1. But there are toolboxes that will be developed all the way through and including the last lesson, 18. And so an angel comes and says, here are the toolboxes for the things that you will be presented later. You're going to need them. Now the human will say, well, that sounds fine to me. Just put them over there in the corner. So when it comes to metaphysical things, when it comes to life, why is that different? This angel wants to touch you, put its hands upon you and hold your hand and inflow to you the toolboxes of the future, so that this shift and awakening you're experiencing will not blindside you. So when these things show up, your intuition will say, I knew it. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's the answer. Here's the solution. You may be in front of people looking to you to say, what do I do now? And you'll know. And then you will remember, how do I know? Because I gave permission to know. Things that I don't know about, that I may experience, I'll have the tools to deal with them. What a concept. It's the first time we've done anything like this, because I'm dealing with a very wise, mature light worker, an old soul who knows their old souls. I want you to sit there. Let this beautiful angelic being touch you, hold your hand, and flow into you things you don't know about. Sounds interesting and fun, doesn't it? It's not scary, dear ones. You're being fueled up. Imagine being at that fuel station where you go to often and you fuel the vehicle. For those of you who still fuel your vehicles. And what's happening is you're being given fuel for a road you haven't driven on yet. And that is the metaphor. Be tanked up today and be ready for what you don't know. And when it happens, you'll say, this is the road that I can now drive on. I understand it. And when you start feeling that, I want you to understand the love in which it is given, the love that we have for you. I want you to stay here, be tanked up but this particular angelic being and every one of those others that's in this room with you, which we'll call soul family. Dear ones, this is as real as it gets. This is for you. In love, stay. I am crying in love with humanity, and so it is.